I've only ever backed two Kickstarters, and those are for the Wakfu DVDs and A Hat in Time. There have been a few misses with Kickstarted games in the past year, but A Hat in Time is not one of them. It plays a lot like Mario 64 and Sunshine. Hat Kid goes to zones with different hourglasses to collect instead of stars, and you platform around doing that axe-specific objective and are rewarded with an hourglass. There are also yarn pieces you can collect that unlock new hats to wear. These hats are similar to the new moves learned from Bottles the Mole and Banjo Kazooie, since each hat has a different move associated with it. The hats also don't get overly complicated. They're simple to use and switch between, so switching between them doesn't hurt the flow of gameplay. The general gameplay has double jumps, an umbrella attack, a homing attack like from 3D Sonic games, and most excitingly, a dive move. Diving around in this game is some of the most genuine fun I've had this year. There are 4 different zones to platform around in A Hat in Time. They each play with different concepts of space. The Mafia Town zone has a lot of vertical spaces and involves a lot of going up and down a cylinder-like map. The Bird Studio zone has 2 different zones in it, focusing more on directed space. You're being directed where to platform. Yeah, it's more linear, like Crash Bandicoot. It's like straight line platforming. The Woods zone, while having an out-of-nowhere stealth Resident Evil mansion, plays with a lot of horizontal space. The map is wide, and even while up in the trees, the movement is still pretty horizontal. And the final zone is a combination of the other zones put together. You know, it feels massive, with smaller Mafia Town-like mountaintops that have a lot of focused platforming objectives. But this zone was the most exploratory one for me. Some mountains are optional, and you can, get all 40 hourglasses 100% without ever getting any of the coins or yarn on those optional mountaintops. The optional ones have their own challenges, and they're pretty fun. The voice acting in this game is great. The voices are so animated, all of them sound so cartoony, and it would have been really easy to just roll with the noises that Banjo or Mario use and not risk bad voice acting. But these actors really committed to it, and it makes the experience so much more enjoyable. It's hard not to have fun listening to these guys, since it sure sounds like they're having a lot of fun saying all of their lines. A Hat in Time is a pretty good length. It took me around 10 hours to 100%, and I was goofing off a lot, taking a lot of pictures most of the time. When I try to 100% Mario games, I get pretty worn out by like the 100th star or so, and I just want to finish the game, but A Hat in Time has a lot less to collect, so I didn't get burned out. I have one real problem with A Hat in Time and one nitpick. So the real problem is the homing attack I mentioned earlier. It plays a little noise when it's able to be used, but sometimes it just didn't work for me. I double jump, then spam the attack button for it to work, and sometimes even hear the noise, and the attack just wouldn't go through. And the nitpick is that while Hat Kid is expressive in cutscenes, and she's got these like little emote buttons you can use, during gameplay, she just has this stagnant smile on her face. It's like Kingdom Hearts' neutral face. She just doesn't have any different facial expressions when she's running or diving or jumping or anything. It looks weird. It doesn't affect the game, and it only really bothered me while trying to take a picture, which isn't that important. But anyway, A Hat in Time is great. It's one of my favorite games I've played this year, if not in years. It's a good game. Can't recommend it enough, but don't just take my word for it. I did bring in an expert to help sell my point and close the video.
All you penguins out there know my name, DJ Grooves. And I'm telling you, this young girl here is the next hot thing, guaranteed. Look at how street smart this diva is. She's standing in this sinister alleyway right next to some potential wrongdoers. Danger is her middle name, and she's not afraid to step outside of her comfort zone. Make sure you join her fan club, DJ Grooves. Out.